Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Around the Show. Alright, y'all. You guys know I gave my review of Mortal Kombat 1. The story, it was good, but the ending, I wasn't quite satisfied. So let's see what our brother here has to say about the ending and secret ending explained.
Mortal Kombat 1 is finally out, and in this video I'm going to be explaining the ending of the game. So we're going to pick it up rather late in the Melina chapter, to be specific, and go from there. Before I get too far in, though, I do want to just shout out WB Games for providing me a code for this game. Just wanted to say that before we got too far. So we're going to pick it up where Melina is fighting Shang Tsung. What you need to know before that, to keep it extremely brief, is the mysterious figure, right? This is what Liu Kang is trying to figure out for kind of the middle portion of the game. Who is the person that has put Quan Chi as well as Shang Tsung back on the path of being a villain, and not just on the path of being everyday people in this new world that Liu Kang has created. So
I gotta say something. I didn't expect that Shang Tsung would come from that era. That was shocking. I was impressed, okay? That I did not expect. I did not counter that. I literally did not even have any clue. Okay, I thought it was actually Chronicle. So, good story, right, Ed?
skip to Melina fighting Shang Tsung to actually figure out who the mysterious figure is. So what we get after this battle is a whole lot of explanation, a whole lot of exposition as to what's going on, and we actually figure out that Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat 11 is back. And what they've done here is canonize, and I hope that's a word, both of the endings of Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
So the ending that Liu Kang wins, and you pick Liu Kang, that is the one that we are playing in. That's this universe. But there is also the universe in which Shang Tsung won and, imprisoned people, used Raiden to do a lot of his dirty work. And many people thought that NetherRealm had just kind of thrown that ending out and used the Liu Kang ending as the actual canon ending of Mortal Kombat 11. What we find out, at least in this part of the game, is that both of them did happen. There is an ending in which Shang Tsung won, and there's an ending in which Liu Kang won. And so two different universes, two different timelines. We're actually going to find out as the final part of the game unravels that there is basically an infinite amount of timelines that happen, all seemingly being stemmed by the ending of Mortal Kombat 11. So what we get after is a whole lot of fighting. Sindel fights Sindel, and the good Sindel that we've been experiencing for the majority of the story, she ends up dying. Her soul ends up going into her husband Jared, who's using the body of Ermac. We're going to largely skip this next part, although a little explanation here. Basically, the evil Shang Tsung's goal was to have the two realms fighting each other. So Outworld and Earthrealm were supposed to attack each other. A lot of the alliances were supposed to get destroyed. And then Shang Tsung would destroy that entire timeline. He doesn't want the timeline in which Liu Kang won. So that was the basic idea. He was going to use a lot of the villains that we've already seen. A General Shao to name, say, one. Rain to name another. And they were going to use them to kind of accomplish that goal. So the next part of the game is basically just shutting that stuff down, which actually happens relatively quickly. It's all kind of connected to General Shao, so once he's taken out, the portals kind of stop, and that's this next portion of the game. Now we jump to Liu Kang for his part of the story and also his plan. So to combat Shang Tsung and all of his villains that he is going to be bringing, what Liu Kang is trying to do is assemble Titans. So these are people in alternate universes that also became the keepers of the Hourglass. He became it in his. Obviously, Shang Tsung became it in that one, but there's others. There's Katana, there's Raiden.
Apparently, every Mortal Kombat character became the keeper of time. That literally didn't resonate properly with me, but I digress. And can I say, I really appreciate Raiden's new design, because when I saw the old Raiden, I was like, I'm into the new one now. Sorry, boo boo. I like the new one. The new one is way better. Old Raiden gotta go.
And what we will find, there's many, many more just options in general. So that is the first step of Liu Kang's plan, is to get Katana. He gets Raiden. He also gets a Kung Lao that in each of their own universes were keepers of the Hourglass, or in other words, they are Titans, the most powerful beings in those universes. We find out because the first part of Shang Tsung's plan failed, we find out the new plan is basically just kind of conquer one universe at a time. So destroying the hourglass, taking over Liu Kang's world, and then he'll kind of move on from there and take out all of the other alternate timelines that exist. This gets stopped relatively quickly with a small little army, and then we jump to the final chapter in which it's just all out war. So we're taking a really big leap in how fast Liu Kang is able to assemble an army. He does it in relatively 10 seconds, and he gets pretty much any version of any character that you've ever seen in your life.
Fam, this is not better than MK9. I'm sorry. The Armageddon and MK9 cannot be comparable, bro. Y'all don't even argue with me in the comments. MK9 Armageddon is OG. I mean, all the characters were from that same universe. This is just replica. That's what I'm saying. It really took me out. I'm just saying.
Mortal Kombat. So it's that entire army of Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung and his entire army of also pretty much the exact same thing, but the evil versions. You have somebody like a Sonya Blade mixed with a Kano and a lot of other variations that you'll find.
Weird variations.
And you'll also see when you're fighting. So you get to pick
Tanya was even
the
rating.
character that you want to play as, and it's any of the base roster except for Havoc, because that's important later. You pick your character and you make your way basically up the temple. You'll be facing, again, different variations of characters, actually depending on who you choose. There's kind of a wide roster that you'll end up facing. There are certain things that stay the same, though. Several cutscenes stay the same. In terms of Katana helping you out at a certain part, that happens no matter what. The base game universes, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, the villains of most of this game, end up battling the ultimate villains of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung. They lose, they end up dying there. So what we have at the end of the day is the character that we picked along with Liu Kang, no matter what, versus Quan Chi and Shang Tsung. The Liu Kang ends up almost winning, ends up losing though. Our character has to finish it off. Our main fighter ends up winning, and Liu Kang is the base universe's Liu Kang. No matter who you choose, you'll always be with him. So Liu Kang basically settles everything down. He sends the playable character that we were just at to their own timeline, as really the timeline that they're currently in is starting to fall apart. And then he goes back to his world or his version with Kung Lao, Johnny Cage, etc., etc. And they end up talking about kind of the future. A new class of heroes is on the way, basically setting up an extended roster for the second game when there is one. But then we end up jumping to the after credit scene in which Havoc is a little late to the party. They kind of joke about that in the cutscene, in that all of this chaos and all of this destruction happened and he missed it. He was just like a few minutes late, and basically he's gonna fix that the next time it happens, setting him up as either the main villain of potentially a DLC story thing that happens in Mortal Kombat 1, if it even happens, or maybe even more likely, the primary villain of the next game. This also, by the way, explains why you could not pick Havoc in the original choice. You could pick any character, including even General Shao. A lot of villains that we were fighting against in the base game, you can actually play Natara, any of them, and fight as you're going up this temple, but you could never choose Havoc. And now we kind of know why, because it's kind of setting him up as the villain of, again, a future DLC or the future game. So there you go. There's basically the last third of the game kind of summarized. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all.
Thank you. So, if he's gonna be the new villain moving forward, they got to make him work. Because Havoc, to me, from what I saw in the story, it's not much to him, except that Scorpion just burned his face. Boo. So they got to make him work. Is that Kenshi? Tanya, Quan Chi, Quan Sub-Zero. Bruh. See that what I'm saying? Just confusing. If this is gonna be the next villain, they gotta make him work. Okay? Because from what I saw, there is no story to Havoc, bro. I'm sorry. There's no story to Havoc. Again, the universe is struggling with how to move forward. Okay? Because they've done everything, y'all. They've given us the tournament. They've given us different storylines. They've done everything. What can they do? You know what I mean? Shang Tsung cannot be the villain again. It's just not gonna happen. Shao Kahn is not gonna be the villain again. We've all seen that. So if they do that, it's just a repetition, right? So they have to go for a new story. So if they want to go with Havoc, I have no problem, but they just got to make it work. They got to make me care. All right. I like where they're going with the Lin Kuei and Shirai Yu. All right. Maybe they can have a war. I think that'll be good. You know, keep that going. But aside from that, man, I'm sick of this multiverse thing. Okay. I'm sick of it. But yo, I'm gonna be honest. Mortal Kombat did a better story in terms of telling this multiverse as compared to Marvel. But not DC. As compared to Marvel, they did a way better story. Yeah, the multiverse, it actually makes sense in the universe as compared to Marvel's multiverse, which doesn't really adds up. So Marvel, because you are suffering right now. Anyways, you guys enjoy my reaction, give it a thumbs up. Make sure y'all check out Mr. Podcast channel. I'll see y'all next time. Take it easy. Peace.